Yeah, hello and welcome to this round recap for round 10 of this year's Tata Steel tournament. Yeah, round 10 saw a couple of interesting fighting games, but also a couple of not so interesting games as it is. And we're going to look quickly at the not so thrilling games and then go to the more important things that happened this round. We got the game Giri Carlsen, the local hero, let's say, against the world champion. Looks like a big matchup, but nothing much happened, to be honest. We had a Rogozin defense, and Giri was going for a line here with queen b3. Not very usual choice. And Carlsen was maybe caught by surprise, but he chose a very solid setup. Yeah, the position that arises looks a lot like something that could come from the Lasker defense of the Queen's Gambit declined, which is probably the most solid opening out there. And Carlsen with c5 and b6 here now solved his problem of the light squared bishop. And if you can do that in the Queen's Gambit declined, most problems are over. This position looks right like the Lasker, and everything gets traded now. Yeah, takes, queen's off. This gets traded. Yeah. Sometimes you have those games. Yeah, one side is playing precisely to equalize, and nothing much happened. They put out a couple of more moves, but it's really the kind of position where you don't need to be the world's number 3 on live rating, I believe, to draw against the world champion. Here they agreed to a draw. So Carlsen stays ahead of the field with his, I think he's on +4 if I'm not mistaken, and Giri stays on +1. He actually needed to win this game to get closer to Carlsen, but yeah, he wasn't actually in danger of winning this. Okay, the next game, which also wasn't a thriller, is Mamedyarov. We had a g6 Ruy here again. I think it's good to see some other lines in the Ruy for a change, not the Berlins and Marshalls all the time. And Mamedyarov here again shows, as Carlsen already did against Karjakin, that this line is actually quite playable. Yeah, Navarra tried a different setup here with rook e1 and now h6. This is a different, sorry. Actually, Mamedyarov is playing something else here. I think knight f6 was played by Carlsen. Yeah, in this game, we got a quick opening of the center, but ultimately here, as it is quite often, if you have a sharp struggle early on, things get traded down. Yeah, white went into f6, black had to take with the bishop, but now the consequence was that mass exchanges here occurred, and there's simply nothing going on. Bishop h6 here was played. White in this position couldn't play g4. I mean, he could, but queen g7 is a cool reply. That's a funny move that's easy to miss. Very nice tactical resource. Check. Here the rook would be lost, as it is check. Very nice little point. Bishop h6 was played, and now we have the trades here on the e-file. Yeah, this is a game where the equality was never really, that area of equality was never really left. Yeah, at the end we had a completely drawn rook endgame. Yeah, so both players, I think, can be okay with the game. Nothing much terrible happened. They played correctly, and a draw was the result. The next game to check is Wesley So against Tomaszewski, and this is kind of comparable. Yeah, both sides played a very correct, sound game. The line that Tomaszewski here plays, by the way, after g3, which is white's main line here in the c4 e5 English, Tomaszewski plays the move knight d4. This is one of his pet lines, and this is actually a move that can be very much recommended to players who want to play c4, e5, but don't want to go into deep theory. d5 or bishop b4 is much more complicated. Knight d4 is the easier solution, where black gets the straight in and now can develop. There are some similarities in this opening to e4, e5